Today's story will make you laugh out loud. External tools and inner spirits are winner's secret weapons. Billy's desire is like guzzling 3 coffees. Billy was like he plugged into cheat mode from the start. Even when his stamina hit the ceiling, he just wouldn't quit. He's the grit your teeth could on the track. With unmatched perseverance and superhero flair, he broke the world record, making his tech-savvy rival look like a child's toy. The pastor and his wife cheered around the TV, and even the defeated boardman couldn't help but tip his hat to Billy. The chairman, looking like a sneaky fox, stared at Billy on the podium, seemingly plotting some grand conspiracy. Billy noticed the chairman's odd behavior and pondered it back at the hotel, only to be interrupted by Magee's sudden entrance, breaking his deep thought. Billy didn't crumble. Instead, he was as invigorated as morning coffee, with his mindset transformed after breaking the world record. Returning home like a champion, Billy became the people's superhero, and everyone was loving it. Meanwhile, the association was holding a meeting targeting Billy. They thought if a washing machine could win, they'd be out of a chance at McDonald's value meals. With evident bias, the chairman even stated at the press conference that Billy's bicycle was easy to topple over, transforming simple facts into extraordinary abilities. Billy knew this was the association's fib, so he decided to prove his bike was as safe as a high chair for toddlers by adding 2 training wheels. This move left the chairman feeling insulted, and soon his brain went into overdrive writing the rule. He tried to scare Billy off, but Billy always seemed to find loopholes like a magician pulling rabbits out of hats. When the association said the seat was too long, Billy immediately trimmed it down. Why didn't they just flip it off? When they claimed his bike was incomplete, he just had Magee slap on the kid's seat, talk about a genius upgrade. But the association hit him with a new rule: just touching your chest gets a warning. 3 of those, and you're packing for home. Magee planned to switch to a compliant bike, but Billy gritted his teeth. It'll win my way. So Billy hopped back on the Old Faithful and challenged to the track again. It felt like time travelled back, but the new rules really threw him off. His hands kept unconsciously touching his chest, talk about a series of body rebellions. When the ref raised the warning for the 3rd time, Billy snapped and went flying off the track. That tumble sent the flying man rolling down the mountain, unleashing a storm of shadows that covered him once more. He had no desire to chat with anyone, just moping at home daily, watching his fall like a heartbroken child. The bullying taunts became the last straw for Billy, echoing in his ears like a horror movie soundtrack. He found it impossible to climb out of the pit, finally heading to the mountains with the robe in hand, a total reality escape script. His wife suggested a shrink, but he thought otherwise and tried to escape. Her tears broke down his defenses. Rather than struggle in darkness, why not step out into the sunlight? Billy decided to rediscover his roots and become an ordinary delivery guy. One day he received a package, and it was the piece of track that witnessed his glorious moment. Talk about a twist of fate. This far-off gift validated his sprint. That day the pastor called Billy to the warehouse for another act of kindness. With the town church about to be torn down, the pastor had to seek a new job. Recalling his wife's tragedy, making Billy finally understand. Life's pains had weighed him down, but the pastor hoped to help Billy find courage in it all. He told Billy, life is like riding a bike, keep moving forward, and you'll never lose your balance. That hit home with Billy. He unveiled his dusty old bike, determined to return to the tracks and train like crazy. A year later, he made it to the city finals and optimized his handlebars for the ultimate comeback. As the race began, he realized he wasn't just racing for himself but also for his beloved wife, supportive friends, and hometown folks. With the shot of the gun, Billy launched off with determination. His spirit was like a rocket shooting to the sky. No longer desperate, he became steadier. His rival in the finals was no slouch, as they chased each other like they were in a video game. Viewers cheered on Billy from their couches, while the pastor listened in on his little boat via radio, totally invested. As they hit the last 2 laps, they were still neck and neck. The tension reached its peak. It was unbelievable. In that moment, Billy powered up like Superman, fighting his inner fears and launching his comeback. He conquered all, including negativity and depression, breaking through the mental fog like a conqueror cutting through waves. At this very moment, Billy has achieved success. All of the efforts he has put in have finally been rewarded. He clinched the city championship for the 2nd time, With roaring applause all around, the Scottish hero was back at the top. The crowd rushed towards him, his pregnant wife sprinted over, and his best friend hugged him tight. It was heartwarming. Even the chairman extended a hand to him. This former depression patient triumphed over so many obstacles. He wrote the names of his helpers on his bike frame and permanently etched his own name in the river of cycling history. In reality, the protagonist's name is O'Bry, bound by depression, turning into one of the gentlest souls. Though the whole world might hurt him, he'd never harm another soul. He'd silently bear his pain in the corner, but cycling became the turning point of his fate. In his career, he bagged 7 gold medals and broke records 4 times, achieving countless glories. Winning 2 world championships, these brilliant achievements proved he was cycling genius and a true hero. Of course, falling and getting back up is what makes a man. O'Bry later wrote an autobiography titled How to Triumph Over. His story inspires people, showing that only on a bike can one find some solace. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow Billy's incredible journey for more surprises.